My question is, I don't know if you're up to date on the situation in Poland. Reports came out today that two missiles, Russian missiles, landed in Poland, our NATO ally. If that proves to be true, what does the U.S. do? What's your take on that?
I mean, the reality is that Article 5 is not an automatic snap to World War III provision. So people are reading Article 5 wrong. It doesn't. If Poland were to say we want all of NATO to consider with us going to war with Russia, then it would be considered under NATO rules. But it's not as though if Poland decides to unilaterally go to war with Russia, we're all dragged in. I mean, there actually has to be a consideration and a consultation. That's how this stuff sort of works. So everybody on Twitter who's going crazy, it's not World War III. Nobody's going to have nuclear war. Everybody calm down and have a bowl of cereal tonight. It'll all be fine. You know, the reality on what should be done, my guess is that, you know, NATO should keep doing what it's doing. It's pretty obvious that Putin did this by accident. I don't think Putin wants to drag Poland into a war and get directly involved with NATO forces, considering that the Ukrainians are kicking the shit out of him. Wait until NATO gets involved. I mean, like, that's, I mean, like, the thing that's hysterically funny about all of this, of course, is that, you know, we're acting in the West as though Putin is staring us down. I mean, Putin is not really staring us down. Again, he's getting beat by a second-rate military because he runs a third-rate military. But does that mean that there shouldn't be an off-ramp somewhere here? There should be an off-ramp because, again, if you want to avoid the kind of worst scenario, sometimes you have to go with the second worst scenario. With that said, what should NATO do? I could see a world in which NATO fires a couple of cruise missiles into, you know, a military target somewhere just to show Russia, like, don't do this again. But this is not going to escalate to full-scale warfare. I can guarantee you it's not going to escalate to it. Now, if I'm wrong, then the good news is that I'm up in Michigan, so ain't nothing hitting up here.